A lot of people say they want peace, but their habits, their mindset, their decisions, routines are just building chaos. You can't build a peaceful life on top of a broken foundation. That's what we're going to talk about today. The stuff that you have to cut out, or at least minimize at the best, to build this new life that you want. In the top of the order, stress. I firmly believe, and I've even read this in the comments, I firmly believe that we've been in the rat race so long, chasing money, chasing the Joneses, so to speak, that we are consistently stressed. Our heart rates are up constantly. Now, I'm not saying they're like at 140 beats a minute like you're running on a treadmill or running down the track here, but your heart rate's probably 80-90 beats. And then I've seen this in the comments, and some of you have mentioned this in the comments. People retire and their body doesn't know how to handle it, and their body just shuts down. So if you're going to reduce your stress, reduce it little by little. It's about the only thing that I can come up with, because if I can't reduce it in some way, shape, or form, then I might as well turn around and go back and get back into my regular routines, be back in my comfort zone. But I'm not doing that. And one of the ways that I reduce the stress is I changed my working hours. I changed my work week. I changed how I approached the job. I work my wage. I don't go above and beyond anymore, because I'm not going to get paid for it. And a lot of times, regardless of what we think, we're getting paid what we're getting paid, regardless if we think we should be getting more, or regardless if we think we should be getting less. You're getting more than you should, then you should be happy. But for me, I eliminated the stress. I'm not dealing with the chaos. Chaos starts, drama starts, I'm out. Don't want to hear it, don't want to listen to it. That's between you all. You're not going to drag me into it. And if you try to drag the business into it, I got one word for you, or I got two words for you. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 letters total, I think. You're fired. Maybe 9 letters, I don't know. And when you eliminate the stress and the chaos, emotional exhaustion goes with it. You start waking up more refreshed, and I do. I wake up more refreshed. I don't stress about the day, because now when I leave work, when that door closes behind me, that's where it's staying. And they know that. As long as I don't have anything of value in that place and it burns to the ground tonight, oh well, I'll go find another job until I can retire. You know, and then of course out here, it's modern life passing us by. You know, you've got the stress of life. You know, got to pick the kids up from soccer practice. Oh, Johnny's got an after-school special. Gonna have to be there for that tonight. Crap, I don't have anything to wear. You're just putting undue stress on yourself. If you're at work, go to the after-school special in your work clothes. Who says you can't? I know it was a couple years ago here. I don't know if they won tickets or if they were given tickets or how it came about, but there was a couple with a little boy that got front row courtside tickets to a UK basketball game right next to the bench. And when they showcased him, I think they showcased him at like halftime. Dad looked like he just crawled out of the mine, and he probably did, out of Eastern Kentucky. Not a care in the world, because he was doing what he wanted to do, being at his first basketball game. And that's something maybe a lot of us need to adopt. You know, I'm just trying to get through this like you all are. But I started thinking about this last night, about the foundation aspect of it. And a lot of you have asked me questions and stuff, or some of you want to talk to me privately. My email is on my YouTube page under the About section. So if you want to send me an email, like some of you have, and you want to talk, I'm going to warn you, I don't have all the answers. Okay, I can just tell you what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. Everybody's case is different. You know, I eliminated 60% of my distractions. You know, I limit my time on my phone. I hardly ever anymore get on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I hardly do that anymore. Maybe twice a week, if that. And I feel so much more at peace, you know. My other distractions, drama at work, drama with the family. And when I say family, I mean like my extended family, you know. But you got to eliminate those distractions, because if you've got all that, the stress and the commotion, the chaos and the, you know, of just modern life and everything around you, when you start to build that foundation, you turn around, you're going to have cracks in that foundation. You got to get rid of those cracks the best you can. If not, then you got to attack those problems at the root and take care of it that way. You know, I've said it before, that if you're rebuilding your life and you run across a problem and you fail at something, then you get up, you dust yourself off, and you attack it. And one of the things that I forgot to say was you have to then realize, okay, what is the root cause of this, and why does this keep happening? Oh, it's this. This is why. Well, hell, if it's a credit card and you paid it off, and then the next time you get your monthly statement and there's a $3.13 freaking fee on there because it's the monthly APR or whatever, turn that sucker off. Or put it, I think now I think you can like put credit cards to sleep or something like that until you need them, and then you turn them back on. I think you can do that. I heard something to that effect. I could be wrong. Let me know down in the comments if you can do something like that. Most of us, we've rebuilt our lives probably on several occasions, but we've rebuilt them backwards. It seems like we're consistently chasing money. Nobody will sit down and have a budget. You know, and that's probably one of the hardest things that I've had to do, was sit down and make a budget. And that'll catch you. That'll catch you real quick, especially when you get to the end of the month and you go, ooh, damn, I spent money on this useless Amazon thing that I didn't need, but I wanted it because I wanted to reward myself for doing a good job. So I bought it. And there it sits. And I really didn't want it. It just looks cool. So now what do you do with it? Do you return it? Try to get your money back? Do you sell it? Or do you leave it just sit there so you can look at it? A lot of us seek, let's see, a lot of us seek validation. You know, you stand there and go, look what I did. I rebuilt my life. And this is what I do now. Well, why are you seeking the validation? For the majority of you guys out there that are subscribed to my channel, most of us are Gen X or boomers. Why the hell do we still need validation? We didn't get no participation trophies when we were in school. Why are you looking for it now? The people that are closer to you, your family, your very close friends that didn't abandon you when you started this, they're the ones that are going to say, hey, you've done a really great job with yourself. We're really proud of you. Can you give us some pointers because we want to do it? That's what I did with my buddy. You know, I'm like, how did you do this? And he'll tell me. I'm like, man, I'm so proud of you. You know, and that's the one, if you go back and watch my other videos, that's the one where he cut out all the electronics with his family twice a week. They go outside, they sit, they talk, they have games, they have fun. They're on family vacation, no electronics. They are being a real family. Not the robotic stuff you see nowadays when you're walking through Walmart. You know, you still allow those distractions in. Well, I'm bored. I'm sitting here. I'm off today. There's nothing to do. It's raining. So I'm going to scroll on Facebook and look for my favorite memes, look for my favorite videos and post them on my Facebook page, make people laugh. Well, if you're rebuilding your life, you're going to get hooked back into that dopamine release that comes from scrolling, and you're going to end up right back where you started. Probably the big one, and this was a big one for me, was getting out of toxic environments. You know what I'm talking about. That's those people that you're kind of friends with, you might be acquaintances, but everything you say and do, they one up you, or they're, you know, they're the Debbie Downer or the Danny Downer. You know, they're the ones that come at you from right field when they say, well, you tried this once before and this, so you're just gonna fail again. Dude, that's toxic. You don't need that in your life. Even if you have it in your life now and you're not going to rebuild your life, that crap is still toxic. Because the body feels that, the mind hears it. And even though that you may let it go in one ear go in one ear and come out the other, well, guess what? It's still stuck in there. You may not be thinking of it in the forefront of your mind, but you're definitely thinking of it in the back of your mind. But, you know, there's always the comfort of the old routines, the comfort of, well, might as well just stay like I am so everybody else won't think that I'm weird, won't think that I'm crazy. Most people try to build happiness. They try to build around them happiness. Most people try to build happiness with all that stuff. But they're doing it without rebuilding themselves personally first. You know, a happy and peaceful life is built internally before it's built externally. You got to be able to have peace and happiness on the inside of yourself before you can build it around you. Because if you're building yourself backwards, you're not building rebuilding yourself backwards, you're not rebuilding peace and happiness. You're going to want to you're going to surround yourself with peace and happiness, and then try to shove that on the inside of you. And you need to build it from the inside. You know, the peace, just like the happiness, got to remove the chaos, the toxic people, all the distractions, and here's the big one: the addictions. Whether that's porn, alcohol, nicotine, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, the constant noise. And what I mean by the constant noise, I mean on the phone with your friends, whether those are girlfriends or your buddies. For guys, it's the constant noise that they're jibber-jabbering about all the time, the gossip. And it's funny, I work with a couple of guys, but mostly women, and a lot of the women are older or mature. And when I say mature, some of them are, you know, younger, middle-aged, but the younger ones, the college students that are there, they thrive on drama. It's just wild to watch and listen to. Peace isn't about adding good things to your life. It's about removing those things that are destroying you internally. Some people say they want peace while feeding the very chaos that is ruining their life. So turn it off. Stop feeding yourself. The foundation, the key points for your foundation are your discipline, your structure, your purpose, your health, your mindset, boundaries, and the self-respect for your own self, for God's sakes. You got to have the discipline. If you're on a budget trying to pay off your debt, you got to stick to that budget, right? You got to have the discipline to say, no, I don't want that Amazon thing, even though I think I deserve it. No, I'm not going to go out to eat tonight because I'm too lazy to cook. You got to build yourself some structure. And I'm not talking about routines, I'm just talking about structure. That's two different things. Do you have a purpose? What is your purpose? My purpose is to be retired next year. My mindset, what is your mindset? My mindset is I'm not going to let anything get in my way. I'm going to attack it. If I can't get over, around, or through it, I'm going to back up, reassess, attack the root problem, and then move forward after it's taken care of. Everybody needs to work on their health, because let's face it, if you go back and you watch some of those videos from the 60s and 70s, there's one thing in common. One thing. I just want to make sure there's nobody around me when I say this, because I don't want to piss anybody off. There wasn't no fat people around. Now I'm saying a lot of people, they can't help it, you know, it's medical issues or whatever, and I understand, you know, but the majority of the United States Americans, people that lived here back then, were in massive shape. They ate good, but that was before the entire system got put into place. So you got to work on your gut. The healthy fruits and vegetables, the good meat, you know, the real good diets. I know some of you down in the comments mentioned that you were going to be on a or you're going to like a carnivore, like the carnivore diet, great. Let me know how that's working out for you down in the comments. I'm really kind of interested in that. 3 square meals a day of real food, not this processed, genetically modified stuff. Because this is the thing, if you can lay that out on your back deck or your back porch and flies won't eat it, why are we eating it? You know, I've gone from getting loaves of bread and buns from the aisle to getting fresh baked bread. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. It spoils faster. But you know what? It's healthier for you. It's only made with like 3, maybe 4 ingredients. And all those ingredients you can pronounce. So work on your gut too. And when you start working on your gut, your mindset will you'll become more focused with your mindset. Then you'll be able to set those boundaries. You know, you got them toxic people in your life, put them at double arm's length. You know, hell, I don't know, walk around with a roll of duct tape in your pocket. You know, tell them, if you don't shut up, I'm gonna stick this duct tape on your mouth. And I'm tired of listening to it. Above all, it's all about having self-respect for your self-respect. Because if you don't respect yourself, and it's waiting in the back of your mind, well, you know, I got into some trouble. I've been in trouble with the law. I did time in jail. Or I've been in and out of the courtroom. You know, I had my lawyer on speed dial. And that stuff's waiting in the back of your mind, and you think that you'll never be able to get there. You can get there. You just have to be able to have enough self-respect, enough focus for a purpose of what you want, and go forward with that. You rebuild yourself the same way you rebuild a house. I can't put it any simpler than that. You have to start with the foundation first. Because if your foundation is weak on the house, what happens? The house collapses, right? I don't know if the little bugs keep hitting me in the face. And they haven't even mowed over here, but we are in some sunny weather for the first time in about 6 days. And all of this isn't constant. You have to work for this every day. You have to want to be happy every day. You have to want to be able to continue to have that peace. You know, because stress, even though if it's minimal, it's still existing there. The pain of losing those people that were around you is still there. It's still existing there. And you're always going to be uncertain about it. You know, some of us that are doing this are looking at other options. And that gate's still closed. But some of us are looking at other options. You know, if that's going and living off the grid and, you know, getting away from society, it's a big step to do stuff like that. You know, it's even a bigger step for some of you guys that are, you know, leaving the country after you're done rebuilding yourself. That's a huge step. So that uncertainty gonna sit there in your gut. Oh, should I do this? What if I get over there and fail? Well, you're working on yourself now. You're rebuilding yourself. You should be researching everything about those areas that you want to go to, or the area that you want to go to. Like I'm researching, you know, 1-bedroom cabins, off-grid cabins. You know, how much is it going to cost? I'm also researching, you know, What's life like overseas? Trying to find the best option. What's going to be the best option? But once you step out and you get in the middle where I am, between your old life and your new life, but once you start to feel that happiness, that chaos and everything starts to leave you. And it's like a big weight that comes off your shoulders. And I know I've said that before. And the peace and the happiness isn't the absence of your problems, your everyday problems. There's still going to be everyday problems. There's still going to be problems there. What it is, it's the absence of the war and the stress, the major stress that you're putting on yourself on a daily basis of chasing the money, chasing the Joneses, wanting to have the best looking car, wanting to have whatever. What you should be doing is building a life that you don't want to escape from. A life built around happiness and comfort within the happiness. The peace that comes with that, the internal peace with the external peace. A lot of us are tired from work, but a lot of times, just because we're tired from work, I think we're actually tired from the life that we've been carrying on that we weren't meant to do. At some point, you're going to have to stop chasing temporary happiness and start rebuilding a life that actually gives you peace. Because peace isn't found, it's built. I want to thank you guys again that are on this journey. I want to thank those of you, the recent subscribers and stuff. If you haven't watched my other videos and you're interested to see how I got to this point, go back and rewatch those earlier videos. And for those of you that want me to put this in a playlist, I'm working on that. I am hoping to have that done by the end of this weekend. So then you can just go to the playlist and hit play and run with it. But I have a question, as I always do. And my question is this. If you're in the middle of rebuilding yourself, and any of this that I just talked about in the last 20 minutes has hit you differently, what part was it and why? Because a lot of you that have subscribed to the channel, a lot of you that continuously watch this in the back of the room, I know you're there, and I know something here that I've been talking about hits you, and I want you to tell me what it is down in the comments. Let's get it out. Let's get it out in the open so that possibly I can research it a little bit and I can make a video on it. Again, this is just my opinion. It's something for me to go back and look on. So if something that I talked about hits you right here, then go back or go down into the comments and tell me about it. Tell me why it hit you that way. Because we're all in this together. Again, thank you all you guys. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And we'll talk again soon.